Welcome to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77Q, Call and Breeze, line with myself, Ken Philbaum, Stellar's collectible shop inside the Uniontown Mall, Victor Malik, and the legendary Duke, here with Season 2, Episode 9 of the Stellar Show. I think I got it all in there.
Today is a wonderful day, as you did just a magnificent job opening it up. Major League Baseball is back as in Japan right now. The Dodgers and the Cubs are playing, so we have Major League Baseball. Big story out of the Pirates is Paul Skenes' surprise is going to be the opening day pitcher. But on to more important things. Uniontown Mall, April 11th and 12th, baseball card show. Tables are available. They're $50 a piece. You can call here to come up to the store and order tables, or you can go to www.stellarcollect.com. Purchase as many tables as you want for $50 a piece. Also, keep in mind the Pack Attack is right now at $55, and thanks to my good friend Rick, you can order the Pack Attack tickets through the website. You come up here and pick up the hard copy of the ticket, though. So getting excited about that. Yesterday was St. Patrick's. I know I'm on a roll, but as I'm looking out into the courtyard, we're getting prepared for the Easter Bunny. So the Easter Bunny at some point will make his appearance here at the Uniontown Mall. We're not far away from Easter right now.
You said about St. Patrick's Day, showrunner Adam. You have and I picked up a few extra hats. This was from Wheeling on Saturday night. Compliments of the Nailers. So who always provide us with a good time when we go down there, and hopefully have something good from them here in 2 weeks. Would have had something good Saturday, but on my way to pick up my sister and brother-in-law in Waynesburg, I got caught behind some guy that was going the speed limit, which kept me from getting to Wheeling on time to talk to a guest that they had.
Speed limit drivers, they're the worst.
Yeah, right. You know what? Get out of the way. But anyway, speaking of vehicles and whatnot, we're overlooking and almost ignored, which I apologize for because I will eat that one. Mike Kelly Automotive isn't just about cars, it's about trust. With a wide range of vehicles and personalized service, we make your car buying experience easy and enjoyable. Come see why generations have chosen us for their automotive needs. Once again, thank you, Mike Kelly.
Thanks again, Mike.
All right. So what else is going on here while we...
Right now, the big story, week 3 now? Of the Aaron Rodgers holding the Steelers hostage, as they're calling it.
We'll say that on the back end of the next segment because I don't think we're going to go too long with the one thing we got. But how about we could? You mentioned I do want to get this out of the way because I'll forget. We talked about how we both have that problem where we forget things too easily. You mentioned Paul Skenes.
Yes.
Why is it a topic in Pittsburgh that the Pirates haven't extended him yet?
Because they have nothing better to complain about.
I just can't imagine. Like, when was the last time a rookie in any sport, even Tom Brady was in his second year before they redid his third year. Mm-hmm. And look, you could argue if you don't have Tom Brady as the greatest, you better have him in your top 3 or your list is garbage.
Yes.
But honest to God, and look, I would give Skenes a 20-year contract right now if I could, if I had unlimited whatever. But this is absurd.
The issue you have is baseball's rules overall are the most complicated and convoluted in all of sports. So what you have is people who just watch the Pirates and not understand what rookie contracts and arbitration
I'm glad
are.
you said that. So more or less, when you see this nonsense on social media or whenever you're logging onto your computer or whatever, check the source first. Because 9 times out of 10, it's some 20-year-old living in her parents' basement with pimples all over their face, that's just making up something because it sounds good because they're piling on the agenda that was put out by the agenda. There is they don't talk contract with Skenes for at least 3 or 4 years. That's just my opinion.
Yes, 3. What you have, guys, is you have your rookie deal, which lasts first 3 years. It's called pre-arb. That's pre-arbitration years 1, 2, and 3. Skenes is in arb 2 this year. He has arbitration 3 or pre-arb 3. He's making $860,000 for the first 3 years. In year 4, they sit down in front of an arbitrator. That's where that comes from.
Yes, sir.
Skenes makes his case. The Pirates.
Unless they settle it without the arbitrator.
So the first arbitration normally comes to about $4 million. The second one will be 12, and the third one, when Mookie Betts' situation, could be $35 million. The Pirates are going to look for that sweet spot in between 1 and 2 to offer him a contract. But look, they're not obligated to pay him right now. Where it gets confusing, let me finish this. Starling Marte and Polanco, the Pirates bought out their arbitration and signed 6 and 7 year deals for 40 and $56 million. They bought out the arbitration for control of them because they knew they were going to trade them. That made them very worthy of trades. Skenes is going to hit that ARB 2 at $15 million. If the Pirates are going to trade him, that's the period they're going to trade him because you're getting the bang back for him because you're losing the control.
See, I actually did.
Sometimes this needs explaining.
No. I slightly disagree with why they Marte and Polanco. I thought that was more because of how things got nasty with Garrett Cole, which is why. But Garrett Cole was difficult.
There's truth to that, but buying and getting the
but it was
control.
It was more about knowing. Okay, we know we got two of our centerpieces of our outfield for the next 6 years, as opposed to we have them in 4.
Well, you had McCutchen in the fold at that time too.
Yeah.
So you had your outfield was set, and it was cheaper at that point.
But don't get caught up in this nonsense either way, like with these idiots putting this stuff out, because I'm sorry, like where this come from. And for these people that are criticizing Nutting being cheap with Skenes still has the best rookie contract of all time for a first.
They gave him all the money from the draft.
So you know what? Put that.
Which is another tricky thing to understand. That it would take a minute and a half to explain, and it's not that important.
It really isn't, because the ones that are buying that nonsense don't want to hear it anyway.
Yeah, look up slotting. Go ahead, I'm out.
No, that's good. Yeah, we'll close this segment up on that. We'll be back after this.
Hi, my name is June, and my business name is June Blooms. I sell flower bouquets and flower arrangements, any size. This arrangement, I got the flowers from my backyard, and the teacup I got from a flea market. You can buy my arrangements at the Entrepreneur Showcase.
Welcome back to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77, Q Call and Breeze Lines. Myself, Ken Philbaum, Stellar's Collectible Shop inside the Uniontown Mall, owner Victor Malik, and the Duke, who he's comfortable, so we're just leaving him where he is.
Let sleeping dogs lie.
That's right, especially this one. All right, so here we go.
What do you got today?
Yes, sir. You mentioned opening day. So just digging around in the Ken Cave, we got a pack of 2016 Topps Opening Day baseball cards. These opening day were fun. They started these around 98 with football. You get that Moss and Peyton Manning rookie. I even think Charles Woodson and Hines Ward catches a little bit. But who am I looking for in 2016, Victor?
Chris Bryant, Chicago Cubs helped him and Rizzo helped them win the World Series, along with Arrieta and Schwarber. That was the team at that point that was good. Chris Bryant today buried in Colorado.
This is a good pack so far. I got Correa, Scherzer, Manny Machado, who should have been a Pirate over Tyone.
Yeah.
I will.
We'll get him.
Yeah, that's one that you know what? I think
we've covered that before.
If we didn't,
once or twice.
I think if you have Machado in that lineup between 2013 and 2015, instead of Tyone taking up space in the minors, I think the Pirates break through one of those years. I really do.
And they backfilled that. Tyone was hurt, and Edison Volquez was a pretty good pitcher for the Pirates in the short. J.A. Happ, too.
Yeah, right.
Those were two
no one could
nice
touch
picks.
him that one year. And here you go. Saved the best for last. I was down to a couple of his last games there. Pujols.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. That's a pretty good pack,
700 home runs for Albert Pujols. That's kind of lost to...
Yeah, it really is.
Lost to the memory banks that he hit that many home runs. Pujols was a player for many years.
He really was. And you know what? He should have stuck it around another year. He probably could have... he could have passed Ruth, but he wasn't catching Bonds.
No, nobody's going to catch Barry Bonds right now.
Yeah, not for a while. So, you know what? I see you put all the effort into to the...
It is that magical time of year called March Madness, the Stellar Show. Ken and I are going to try to pick a perfect bracket. The fun part of this, guys, neither one of us have watched, would you say 15 seconds of college basketball this year?
Over under 30, and that's only in passing on pardon the interruption or whatever I might have tuned into.
A lot of times betting parlays, people who do not follow sports end up hitting parlays. So this is going to be our chance to be that wild card. So how do you want to handle this?
Well, I'm just going to ask you real quick. Is the goal to... Are we playing each other, or are we just...
Yeah, we're going to battle each other.
Okay, well, I'm going to make mine... I'm taking the top seed for every game.
For every game. Yep. So... Ken's going, I'm going to slide around here.
I got teams 1 through 8.
You're just taking evens then. It looks
like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I do not have any 9 seeds winning. Just everybody, all the top seeds.
1,
I'm playing the numbers.
2.
I'm betting with the house.
2. You're just doing chalk, as they say.
There you go.
As gamblers say.
You know what?
Ken is doing the chalk.
Mine's already established. You don't have to circle all this. Why don't you just get to your picks?
Okay, so.
We'll be here all day by the time you're done circling.
Yeah, I'm going with Auburn. I'm going to take Creighton to beat Louisville. Can you guys see me? Is this okay? Michigan. I'm taking Yale to beat Texas A&M.
Oh, my.
Ole Miss because playing games are stupid. Iowa State. I'm going with New Mexico to beat Marquette.
I'm going to bed.
Michigan State over Bryant. Where's Bryant College?
I don't know.
I don't either. Duke, Baylor.
St. Francis up in Cambria County's in there.
I'm liking Liberty to upset Oregon.
Give me Liberty or give me death.
Arizona to beat Akron.
Cool.
Virginia Commonwealth. Wisconsin. St. Mary's and Vanderbilt. St. Mary's.
Was that one team or
Bama.
was that two different teams?
St. Mary's and Vanderbilt.
How much I care.
Houston.
We have a
Gonzaga, Georgia. Georgia, first time in the tournament. Clemson.
Ever?
For like 10 years.
Okay.
Purdue is playing a college called High Point.
Huh.
I'm going with High Point. Illinois, Texas against Kentucky against Troy.
Pharmaceuticals.
I'm going with the upset there. Utah State over UCLA. And Wofford and Tennessee. I'm going with Tennessee. We got one bracket left.
Thought you might go for the Whopper. Oh, Wofford.
They beat somebody.
Was that
they upset somebody. Florida will beat Norfolk
They're
State.
good in football.
UConn, Oklahoma. I'm liking Oklahoma. Memphis and Colorado State. 5-12, taking Colorado State there. Maryland against Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon they made the NCAA. Missouri and Drake. Missouri.
I don't know. You got to go with the Drake.
Texas
Seinfeld
State against UNCW, whatever that means. Kansas, Arkansas, going with Arkansas, and St. John's. So that's who I have, and you have all
1
chalk.
through 8. Yep.
You have chalk.
I'm playing the house. I'm playing with the
We will
house.
see how this turns out next week, guys.
I'm betting with the house.
And I am officially, showrunner Adam runs a poll. I've been banned from several for being the worst. I came in last place 3 years in a row in a tournament thing that paid the last place team $10.
I'll tell you my favorite.
So they asked me not to come back.
My
That's
favorite
true
was the
story.
1 year, what was it, Syracuse got bumped in the first round. I had, 13 of the Sweet 16. I had 7 of the Elite 8, 3 of the Final 4. I had the national champion. I had all that right, but I also had Syracuse playing for the national championship. So if they would even have just got halfway through, they got.
It was yours.
Oh yeah. Well, but it wasn't. It might have been one of the best brackets ever. I was 7 for 8 in the Elite 8, and the one I didn't have was Syracuse. I think they were. It was like a 4-13 thing that they got knocked off.
The crazy part of this is, Google this, guys, if you want to see an astronomical number. To pick a perfect bracket is 1 in a quadrillion.
You have a better shot of getting the Powerball.
Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, and like I told you, the closest I got that time was around the time Carmelo Anthony was there. It was after he left, but I remember. Yeah,
was that when Boeheim's son played for them?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I just know, like I said, that was 7 of the 8 Elite 8, and yeah. But
growing up as a kid, though, there was nothing that was more fun than watching the tournament all day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Oh, absolutely. Or
it's a wonderful thing.
Thursday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll give you one. Actually, I think I was in 8th or 9th grade. Gonzaga, that first year they busted through. I had them all the way to the Final Four. They got to the Elite 8, but that actually carried my bracket that year that I won. Because what had happened was there was one of these nights where I couldn't sleep, and I have ESPN on at 3 a.m, and Gonzaga was the team that was playing, and all they did was shoot threes and they didn't miss.
That was Adam Morrison's year, probably.
It was before him. We're going back 98, 99, somewhere in there. And I remember, I ended up, everyone had Gonzaga losing in the first round to, Florida or someone. And I had them bust all the way through.
That run changed that program's trajectory. It did. And look at them today. They're almost considered a blue blood program anymore.
They're up there.
Yeah.
I think they're Pac-12 or whatever they are now.
The best time with the tournament, I mean, I'm 56 years old, was when Michael Jordan and those guys played. You had Patrick Ewing in Georgetown. You go back into those early to mid-'80s games, every team was loaded with just stars. Basketball was a whole lot more fun back then.
Hey, you know what? Who we do got to pull for? We got Robert Morris and St. Francis, right? Locally.
St. Francis, I'm not sure, but Robert Morris is in here. They're playing Alabama.
Who's the one up in Cambria County?
Well, you got me on that one.
Or was it the Red Flash?
Red Flash.
Oh, good God! They were playing. They're a lower seed. Oh, good God! Whichever one that is. It's not St. John. No. They won their conference. One of those smaller conferences.
Yeah, that's honestly, I just
Mary's?
haven't. St. Mary's. I think St. Mary's is more like a Chicago team.
We might have to Google that in the break so we don't look as. Do you got any knowledge on that over there? Oh, what are you doing? Normally it's my phone.
We got a lot
off.
of stuff going on backstage
You know what?
right now.
We're going to Google that and we'll be back after this.
Hi, my name is Wesley, and my company's going to be West Tech. Some of the things I'll be making there are like cool gadgets and stuff to make your life funner and easier, like cable holders for the side of your desk. They're not ordinary cable holders. They're going to have cool figures from movies and TV shows like Darth Vader. I'm going to be making them with cool processes like a 3D printer. I'll also be making cool plant holders in different shapes, and they connect to each other so you can stack them any way you want. You can purchase my items at the Young Entrepreneur Showcase.
Welcome back to the Stellar Show, Fayette County TV, Channel 77, QCOM Breezeline. Myself, Ken Philbaum, Stellar's Collectible Shop in the Uniontown Mall, owner Victor Malik, and the Duke, who decided to join us in a proper fashion.
Yes.
And once again, everybody, friendly reminder, Duke is from Fayette Friends of Animals. No different than any other shelter in the area. There's a lot of good cats and dogs that could use a good home. And don't be afraid to adopt an older dog. I'll tell you what, because they told me he was older, and I hit the jackpot with this guy. So, and I'm grateful for that. But you know what? We closed up the last segment. We both hit a roadblock there. So you want to catch everybody up on what's going on with St. Francis out of Cambria County?
I looked at the board as I was writing it down, and playing games don't mean anything really to me except for this one, and I got caught with it. St. Francis is playing the playing game in the South to play Auburn against Alabama State. So what's it, Red Flash?
The Red Flash out of
Go
St.
Red
Francis.
Flash.
Yeah, they're up near Johnstown.
So that game's probably tonight.
Most famous alum, J.P. Morgan.
The actual banker?
Yes, sir. Right?
Wow.
And but I'll tell you what, and one of our favorite people around here, Mike Kelly Toyota. Once again, want to thank you for helping us out with the show. And so I see you got the board back up for free agency where we left off last week. The Steelers added Mason Rudolph. What are your thoughts?
What I told you a week ago seems to be the trajectory. Whether that was the plan or not, we don't know. But I'm looking at the Steelers doing the Kenny Pickett thing again this year, and they're addicted to paying rookie quarterbacks no money so they can go shopping other places. Mason Rudolph fits that perfectly.
Well, look, I'm not opposed to drafting a rookie quarterback and running with a rookie quarterback. And you know what? I'll say it. Like, I think drafting Kenny Pickett in the first round in 2022 hurt the Steelers, and it hurt Kenny Pickett because now his ceiling, when you draft him in the first round, he's got to be Ben Roethlisberger or Dan Marino. You draft him in the second round, he's got to be Derek Carr, which was a more reasonable ceiling for him.
Very reasonable.
So, but
at that point.
so like they did him, and honestly, if they're looking at a guy like Jackson Dart, they're going to be drafting a quarterback again in 3 years because they're drafting him too high. I like, you mentioned Will Howard. I'd get him in a mid-round, and I would run with him before I would take Jackson Dart in the first round. That's not a knock on Jackson Dart. I think taking him in the first round is going to be the same thing we just mentioned with Pickett.
Where would you go if you don't go with the quarterback and you wait till next year? Do you trade out of that position to get the capital to go up next year?
Well, you know what? Next year, it wouldn't be a bad move to accumulate draft picks because they're going to be hosting the draft.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, as constructed with Mason Rudolph as a quarterback, it's a lesser team.
True.
You're not going to win the playoff game. You're not going to make the playoffs probably with Mason.
I don't know about
or if you make them, you're going to lose again, so you're drafting 21st. What do the Steelers need the most at D tackle? You could probably pick that up in the 3rd round. Or if you trade out of that position, you can attain back a 2nd round pick with a massively there's tons of defensive linemen in this draft, according to the Mel Kipers of the world.
Which is why you wait till about the 2nd round, because one will slip.
Yeah.
So I really think they got to. I like what
I don't like the running back talk right now.
I don't either. I would rather
in the 1st round.
I want a guard. That's what I want. I mean, I know they went tackle the last 2 years, but they didn't hit home runs. But they need.
You don't see McCormick as a long term. You see that more as plays everywhere, because you're stuck with Sayamalu.
Well, no, he's not. But I'm looking at.
You let Daniels go.
Yeah. So if they want to attract, if they do pull off Aaron Rodgers, because that talk has not died yet, and look, I stand by it. If the goal is to win the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers needs to be the quarterback. If he's not, this team is we're back to another year of mediocre Mike. You're just celebrating 500. And sneaking in as a 6 or a 7 seed and getting bounced by like the Chiefs whenever they run into them or whoever.
But if you sign Rodgers, you're basically telling TJ Watt start shopping for a new job.
Well, you know what?
But then hear me out on this. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Burrow.
Yep.
That's 39% of their salary cap. How are they affording that?
They're just kicking the can down the road.
So the Steelers could end up doing something like this.
And my understanding, though, too, the reason a lot of these teams are kicking the can down the road is next offseason, there's supposed to be a big increase in the salary cap. I know, like this one's, it's supposed to be bigger than what they got this year. So if that's the case, then the Steelers could maybe wait till next year, franchise TJ, and then work out something long term.
Do you look at Stephon Diggs as a slot receiver in Pittsburgh? He's still available. If you're going to completely ignore the running back position, bring in Aaron Rodgers, you might as well bring Diggs in.
If they're bringing
go 5 wide.
If they're bringing in Diggs, it's because they're moving on from Pickens. But it looks like they're going to ride it out with Pickens. But then again, maybe what we just saw in Cincinnati.
Diggs would be more a slot guy. You've got the X and the Y, the 2 big guys on the outside. You need someone in the middle, and if you could convince Diggs to do that, you really don't need to address the running back position other than Kareem Hunt or something along.
Yeah,
and Nick Chubb allegedly did sign with Cleveland, with Cleveland. So
there's always someone you're like, oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
There's always someone that pops out. I don't know, like, you know, and I think Kamara was on the
that's what I spend a lot of time, guys. And if you're paying attention, Spot Track is the best website to try to figure all of this out on. And I'm going to harken back to the original conversation we were having about the Pirates real quick. I give the Pirates a lot of credit for not signing any of the bums that are still available in free agency. You would have just been throwing money away.
Well,
so
they would have been in a situation like they were last year when they brought in Tellez.
Yeah.
Which I love watching these people still crying about that. They always leave out that the Pirates paid out a bonus to bring up a guy, you know, for moving on from Tellez. And by the way, yeah, Tellez did not earn the money that was paid to that point. So let's stop acting like that. So he was the true definition of the word pirate was Rowdy Tellez last year. But you know what? One team we're forgetting about locally is the Penguins. Look at the run they're on. They went from like, can they get up to the 1st overall pick, to like this is a team that might sneak in as a 7 or an 8 seed.
Does the math still exist for them to get in?
Oh, there is a path to the playoffs. It can happen.
Good job to the Penguins.
Yeah,
I give them all the credit in the world because that team was dead.
And like them or hate them, I give credit to. I'll go right to the captain, Sidney Crosby. This is a guy that just has not quit. He is just like, you know what, he refused, like that. The team was, you know, playing bad, but he refused to lay down and die and accept we're going to get the 1st overall pick or whatever. And props to him. And you know what, because I wanted to say this a few weeks ago when we were talking about the Super Bowl before I could forget. I'll tell you, like, watching that Super Bowl, watching what Sidney Crosby's doing reminds me of a lot of what Patrick Mahomes did. Even though and this is what separates Mahomes from these guys like Burrows and some of these other ones that I've called out over the years is, yeah, that team was down 3 scores. He had the ball left, and he was playing like he was winning the game. And that's what Sidney Crosby's done, and that's why the Penguins are in position to possibly get back into the playoffs.
Yeah, this is legendary stuff he's doing. This season will be remembered.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even if
for digging themselves out of this hole.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, he hasn't done it alone, but he's led the charge. And honestly, I think without looking at numbers, I think it's a keeps him in the argument for MVP.
Wow, would that be special if
Yeah,
you
right?
did get that?
I don't think it's
Yeah,
going to
he-
happen, but yeah.
And he's one you can have your kids root for. Crosby is as good as it gets.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to worry. You don't hear of him doing anything stupid or
Yeah.
whatnot. And look, you know what? I know you have some stuff of his up here for sale, right?
Oh, there's Crosby stuff everywhere.
Yeah. That's a safe investment.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anything else, man?
Pretty good. I'm
got
looking
it.
forward to seeing how your picks and my picks come out next week. We'll update this and we'll continue on with the picks all the way to the
Well,
end.
mine will be easy to figure out.
You're just going to keep that flow
Yep.
going?
I'm riding the favorites. I'm playing with the house. Anything else?
It's due.
All right. On that
Rise
note,
Wrestling.
Rise Wrestling is next.
The chills are